country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house, as a house of the people of Nigeria, to stand up to pay the supreme cost. And that is no more than to shut this house down and to call an emergency on any legislative issue and wait until the right thing is taken by the government of the day. The responsibility of security, Mr. Speaker, of course, by the constitutional provisions, it is a sole responsibility, more of a sole responsibility to the center. I agree with whoever may say, of course, governors in the subnationals are also accountable and they must be held responsible for the security of lives and properties of their people. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that in virtually all of our constituencies, given the opportunity, everyone here can rise to tell you the account of what is happening. Mr. Speaker, it is not religious. Mr. Speaker, it is not even political. This fight and this menace of insecurity in Nigeria is something that does not have any identification of one's party or one's religion or one's tribe whatsoever. It is a calculated attempt to demoralize Nigerian state. And if care is not taken, Mr. Speaker, even for those of us who take politics more seriously, we'll have a very big question to answer at the end, because it is like this unnecessary insecurity going on. This is a high level of conspiracy targeting our political processes. As we are approaching 2027, Mr. Speaker, we will all be expected to have a peaceful conduct of our polls. How do you have that if our communities, local communities, are plunged into crisis, into banditry, into kidnappings in the churches, in the mosque, even down in the oil producing area, which is our economic live wire? Production of oil, crude oil, is being unfortunately undermined by militia groups. So it is like a collective thing that we must put our hands on deck and call whoever is responsible, sir, to order. Order, order, and order. And this house must not take for granted that we are not part of the government. If the government is wanting, this institution of the legislature is a component of the government itself. We have to look inward to ourselves and see what more of oversight functions, like some members have said, are we going to make? Are we going to provide? Mr. Speaker, we can even declare legislative emergency. Close the house, shut it up. Who are you legislating for? What laws are you making when the country is running in blood? The country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house, as a house of the people of Nigeria, to stand up to pay the supreme cost. And that is no more than to shut this house down and to call an emergency on any legislative issue and wait until the right thing is taken by the government of the day. Mr. Speaker, I also want to believe we are equally responsible. We should also go down to our constituencies and lead civil organizations, like the civil vigilante. Let's go and reorganize our vigilante groups. We take commands and take charges of such civil organizations to see how we can salvage and protect our country, Nigeria. What is happening today, Mr. Speaker, is not just to call for mere security or an average performance of security agencies. What we expect of Nigerian government, no more, no less, my Speaker, is to have absolute security. It's for us to have absolute safety. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria must have absolute protection of the lives and property of our own people. This is my take, Mr. Speaker. And I also want to use the opportunity to tell you that my immediate constituency, which is enclave at the southern part of my state, Kano, is also undergoing serious danger, because in the constituency, we have what we call the huge Falgore Game Reserve, lying in between Kaduna State, Plateau State, Bauchi State, through Ningi and Bura, Mr. Speaker, and also contacting some part of Jigawa State to the axis of Turkey. This place used to be a tourist attraction. Many people come in, including tourists from abroad. But because of the dilapidating security situation in my state, Mr. Speaker, today, abduction and kidnappings, not only in the forest, in our homes, has become a daily affair, a daily occurrence. Just like what the pharmacist may prescribe to you in the hospital to ask you to take Panadol once in the day, in the morning, one in the afternoon, and another one in the evening. That is how kidnappings is so prevalent in my federal constituency. This place that used to be an attraction for tourists, it has now become like an extension of the Sambisa forest in Borno State. So we have to definitely do something. Mr. Speaker, I may not have enough time to continue my submissions, but I want to thank you so much for giving our members this opportunity to speak. And I also want to urge members to continue in the spirit we have started. I have not seen anybody here speaking as a southern member of the House of Reps. I have not seen anyone here speaking as a northern member of the House of Reps. I am the leader of the Northern Caucus, not the Regional Caucus. I am also not speaking as a member representing the northern part of this country. The security challenges that we are facing is a colossal one, it's a collective one that has to do with the Nigerian nation. And we must step up to that expectation and deal with this matter once and for all. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, and I want to thank honorable members for listening to me. And I also want to further tell you that I have not lost my hope in the renewed hope agenda. I'm still a proud member of the APC.
No, we can see it from your cap. With this.
While I commend the celebrated Honorable Doguwa, it's important to note that we are the hope of Nigerians, the parliament. We are the fulcrum of democracy. Doesn't matter how emotional we get, doesn't matter how burdensome the problem is. We cannot argue that the parliament should be shut down because the problem is much. This is the solution hub of the nation. I want to say that we should be careful in projecting what might be misunderstood by the people outside this chamber. Mr. Speaker, no problem is too big for the parliament to handle. We will not shut the parliament. We will stay here together because we have best brains gathered from all over the country. We will find solution to our problems. We have faced stronger problems before now, Mr. Speaker. Last dispensation, upper dispensation, we faced problems. We never shut the parliament. It will not be this time that the parliament will be shut. We are capable, we are able, we will find solution to our problem under your leadership. We will not close the door. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Your Excellency's opinion, just like you made your own opinion. What I want the press to know, that whoever has spoken is speaking on his personal standing. It's not a resolution of the House because we are not putting to vote any aspect of these motions. So it should be regarded as contributions. At the end of these debates, we will now look at all the areas and put to question and then come up with resolution of the House. So anything that is being mentioned here is just a mere opinion of the Speaker, not the General House. So please let it be taken note of accordingly. Thank you very much. The next to speak.
It's all right. Yes, I see.
Put your attention on me. Oh, can tell me. The deep on nothing, I mean, told me leave that. About me tell you what you want me tell you. Me tell you, describe it, told me tell you, woman, and yet it gave me, you ready? May come across it. Move come body. Sorry about it.
Sam from FIDIROT, Intelligence Response Team.
So what's the mission?
Okay, what's the mission here? We come visit the crime and the IG sent us to come and track down the kidnappers and bring them to justice. So we are here to interview the pastor of the church and know what happened and take their statements and start tracking them down.
So how long are you going to be here?
We can stay here 6 months. We make sure that we track down all these hoodlums in Kwara State, and we are ready to face them and deal with them and bring them to justice.
Former Lagos State governorship candidate Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour is calling on the federal government to license firearms for citizens to defend themselves against terrorists due to the government's failure to secure the country. Speaking on live television, the politician cited recent abduction in Kwara and Ogun states over the weekend, saying that insecurity has spread beyond the north to other parts of the country, adding that it would be wicked to ask citizens to remain helpless when the government has failed to provide security. By calling for citizens to be licensed to carry firearms has been a long-time debate. Some say it's a radical proposal that will either be seen as a desperate cry for self-preservation or a recipe for total chaos. I mean, this is not the first time that we've, seen this debate online or even Nigerians talking. I believe there was even a bill by Ned Woko that, he tried to push. But you can't really blame anyone calling to protect themselves at this point. We have even seen videos, if you can put some of those videos, of priests carrying guns that have been trending on social media all along. Your thoughts on the story? These are the videos we're seeing of these priests, even in church. We find
ourselves in such a complex place, yes. OG, because what do you expect people to do in this type of climate? Is that the natural human instinct of self-preservation kicks in and people want to resort to self-help. But unfortunately, when it comes to self-help, we've seen time and time again that it generally does lead to a state of anarchy. But in this moment, we say, okay, the state is not doing its duty. So the people are saying, well, we can't just be exposed. So the state has to step in. This is what we've been calling for consistently, and we can't relent in continuing to call for that. Because let's remind ourselves that one of the reasons why we are in this predicament is because there's just a brazen institutional weakness. Yes. Now, how many people actually update their driver's license regularly? And how often is it checked? And how authentic is it? If you look across the country, driver's license, right? Now, how are we now going to regulate gun licenses? And how are we going to ensure that, people truly are abiding by it? How are we going to bypass the corruption? So institutions first have to be addressed. And this is, I'm just consistent about this point, that the real fundamental issues, we can't take Panadol for this kind of ailment, unfortunately. So yes, if all things are equal, I think it's fair to say people should have the right to carry firearms. But unfortunately, all things are not equal, and we don't want a situation where the same people that we are accusing of orchestrating and being perpetuators of these things, their arguments that these people are funded by powerful people. Are we sure we want those same powerful people to now have legal licenses to also access firearms? Because remember, as much as innocent citizens will have access to it, also those with malicious intent will also have access to so many things. Are we going to do mental health checks before granting licenses? Gun licenses, it's a huge topic, on its own.
It's such a huge topic that I wish that everyone can...
They are behaving like they are in a psychotic state.
They don't have...
If you give them guns freely, then you'll be opening the gates to hell.
But you know that most of the gun control. What about that most of the gun violence has been perpetrated by people in America, people that have been unwell. A lot of them are not normal. Those that the gun violence.
There are many people who are unwell right now. Of Lagos and Nigeria that are not sure.
Right.
Didn't you say that even our political leaders should all undergo psychological tests? Because we're not yet mature for that. Please, for those who are advocating for that, it's an abdication of responsibility of the government to do what they're supposed to do, rather than emphasize licensing guns. Let's use that same energy to push for the government to do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, but also the conversation about even these terrorists that have access, the proliferation of firearms is the biggest problem that we have in Nigeria. How are these people able to have their hands on the guns and we're not able to? Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll continue on the conversation. So you don't own a gun? You don't own a firearm? I thought you had one.
I'm covered by the blood.
Alright, so as you can see, breaking: terrorists raid Kwara State, abduct pregnant woman, 10 children and nursing mother again. This same Kwara State again. This is a breaking news. Just a few days ago, it was reported that the 38 persons that were abducted in CSC Church in Eruku town in Kwara State, same Kwara State, that they have been released. It was even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that announced that they have released those 38 people. Now, for these same terrorists to still come back to Kwara State, to still raid Kwara State, they still came back again to raid Kwara State, and this time they carried a pregnant woman, 10 children, and nursing mother. It means two things: that those people that were released, they were released on a term. It was a deal. It was a bargain. These terrorists were not given a fight. Does it mean that the government actually paid ransom to terrorists to release those 38 people? Does it mean that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu went behind to make a deal to say, oh, Muna, just give us those 38 people? Because the audacity to still come back again in that same Kwara State. But this thing, they look like something. But these people don't take over. I don't understand. You wake up in the morning very soon, bro. Now boom, boom, boom everywhere. I swear, we'll just be around there. They'll just pack all of us down for ground. Just be lighting the one lights and they'll ask you a question. If you don't agree with it, they want, then they move you. It's looking like a joke. Because make it make sense that a place, a church, people are praying in the church. They enter the church. They shot up some people, they buy some people. They carry 38 persons. In this same state, after they carry 38 persons, the government claims that they released these 38 persons. They are supposed to be scared. Security personnel would have been in Kwara State by now. That whole Kwara State for this so hot for terrorists, that terrorists will not even think of even coming back again. But just a few days ago, 38 persons were released. And now, they are back again. What does that tell you? We are not safe. You don't get it. We are not safe. I did a video a few months ago. I said that Kwara State is surrounded. I said Kwara State is surrounded, like surrounded. Surrounded. Now let God know what you happen for December. You don't even understand. This December will not be funny. Usually, the normal thing, especially Jos. You see Jos. You see Jos, the governor of Jos, Plateau State. The governor of Plateau State, move one, and don't forget the mandate. By now, you should be preparing security in your state. You see what they do 2023. So what they did in Bogos. They attacked you 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. In Bogos. Christmas period. They're gonna come again. By now, you should be beefing up security everywhere. This December will not be funny. People when they travel, I will just advise you people, you will not hear. Do not travel by road. Do not travel by. Don't even bother yourself. If you don't go Christmas for your hometown, you don't go. Nothing will happen to you. There where you go, they safe. But if you can risk it all, risk it all. Nigeria is surrounded. You don't understand. These people are everywhere. You don't understand. They are everywhere. You don't understand. They don't fear nobody. You don't understand. And the government are not ready to fight them. The government are not ready to fight them. They are not ready to fight. Understand that. Again, did you people make a peace deal? Did you people pay ransom? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, did you pay ransom to get those 38 people out? Or did you fight the terrorists to get them out? We all know the answer. We all know the answer. Because we cannot hear that there's any casualty. Unless if all wetin we dey see on our ranger. Unless if the attack on the church attack na RNG. Make it be as if na dey work. Unless that, because it doesn't even make sense. How did these people come back? Did the terrorists just let them go? If they did let them go just like that, then they should let the 32 girls that were kidnapped from Kebbi State, they should let them go. The 312 people that were taken from Niger State, from Kali Church and Mary Kali Church, then they should let them go. You people paid these guys. You are enabling them. You can't fight them. We are in a mess. We are in a mess.
You as a journalist must have heard these groups. If you have been following this, the Fulani herdsmen have been calling for peace, and when you call them for peace, they come. They come with their guns because they, for many reasons. But they come for peace. Can you call IPOP for peace? Can you call Boko Haram? Boko Haram, I think the former president has called them for peace and they came. But when they didn't materialize, now it's difficult to call them to peace. So anybody who inclined to peace, I'm with him. Anybody who inclines, I'm telling you, in Nnamdi Kanu now, if he inclines to stop the agitation, the violent agitations and killing of people, and he says he's going to pursue whatever dream he has peacefully, I will be in the forefront trying to see that this man is released, because I should be given an amnesty for despite the offenses and atrocities he has committed.
The calls emerging from key stakeholders across Nigeria reflect the growing national frustration with insecurity. Rep. Doguwa's statement urging the shutdown of the National Assembly in solidarity underscores just how serious and urgent the situation has become. It is a symbolic protest that highlights the gap between the rising insecurity on the ground and the pace of government action. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police ordering an inspection of the Eruku community in Kwara State is a positive step, but many Nigerians feel responses often come only after tension has already escalated. Communities continue to demand proactive, not reactive, security measures. On another front, Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour has raised a controversial but increasingly discussed proposal, allowing licensed firearms for citizens if the government cannot guarantee their safety. His comments on Channels Television reflect the fear many Nigerians live with daily. While the policy suggestion raises complex legal and safety concerns, it also reflects a public losing confidence in existing security structures. Overall, these developments show one thing clearly: Nigerians are demanding urgent, credible, and sustained action, from lawmakers to community leaders to political figures. The message is the same: security must become the highest national priority. Until citizens feel safe in their homes, markets, schools, and on the roads, tensions and bold proposals like these will continue to surface.